Han Seo-jin 69 opened her eyes at 4:32 a.m. Like her old nursing days, she still woke at dawn. She sat by the window, hands clasped in prayer not to God, but to her dead child. A 46-year ritual of repentance. In her youth, she had lost her own unborn child, while saving a patient's life in the delivery room. That night, as she worked to stop massive bleeding, her own womb was bleeding too. She saved the patient but couldn't save her child. Since then, her heart held daily funerals. Seo-jin. Her husband Choi Do-kyung's 72 voice came from the bedroom. The former bank manager knew about his wife's dawn vigils. Once authoritative, his voice now carried only fear. Seo-jin didn't turn around. For 46 years since losing their child, she hadn't had real conversations with him. When she miscarried, he had said, "Quit your job. Women should stay home." She realized then he loved his perfect wife image, not her. Do-kyung went to his study where a large safe stood. His buried corruption was surfacing: embezzlement, document forgery, missing funds. But the safe held worse secrets, and someone else in the house held the key. His daughter, Yoon Ga-hyeon 47. Ga-hyeon heard her father enter the study. From the sofa, she smiled at bank audit reports on her laptop screen. He didn't know she knew everything. Curious about Dad's secrets? She whispered, fingers flying over the keyboard. Multiple accounts under his name appeared, but this was just the beginning. The real secret lay elsewhere. 23 years ago, during her sophomore summer, she'd entered his unlocked study and found life-changing documents in the open safe. Adoption papers. She wasn't their biological daughter. More shocking were the investigation records about her birth parents. And how they died. Not an accident. Murder. Do-kyung was behind it. Her biological father was an internal auditor at Do-kyung's bank, who'd discovered corruption evidence. The night he planned to report it, the whole family died in an accident. Only 5-year-old Ga-hyeon survived. Do-kyung adopted her guilt. Or calculation? To silence a witness by making her family? "I've endured 23 years, Ga-hyeon said, closing the laptop as dawn broke. Today was the day. Her planned revenge. But she didn't know Seo-jin also knew everything. Seo-jin headed to the kitchen for her morning coffee ritual. But today was different. She prepared something else. When Do-kyung brought Ga-hyeon home 23 years ago, Seo-jin recognized the cold hatred in the 5-year-old's eyes. She knew this child remembered everything. And Seo-jin knew what her husband had done. The gunpowder smell on his clothes. Burning them that night, the newspaper report days later about the family tragedy. Her nursing experience connected it all. "Why didn't I speak?" Seo-jin muttered, taking a small glass bottle from the cabinet. Colorless, odorless liquid inside. Hospital connections provided such things. "When I lost my child, you didn't comfort me, you blamed me. When you killed someone else's child and brought her home, I thought it was divine punishment." She continued while heating water, "I know Ga-hyeon dreams of revenge. But she doesn't know what real revenge is." A scream erupted from the study. "What is this?" Ga-hyeon rushed in first, Seo-jin following slowly. Do-kyung stood pale before the open safe containing a small bleached skull. What is this?" "Our child," Seo-jin said quietly. "What?" "The child I lost 46 years ago. I thought the hospital cremated him. But you kept him here." Do-kyung's face went whiter. "No, I never. You always wanted to possess things. Me, our child, and now Ga-hyeon." Seo-jin turned to Ga-hyeon. "You know how your parents died, don't you?" Ga-hyeon froze. "You've planned revenge for 23 years. But I've waited 46 years. Seo-jin held up the glass bottle. "I'm the only real victim here. I lost my child, was deceived by my husband. and lived 46 years with a fake daughter. Mom. Ga Hyeon whispered, no, not mom anymore. You thought I knew nothing? Your nightly dreams of killing father, hacking bank data, planning to end everything today. I knew it all. Du Kyung backed away. Seo Jin, calm down. We can talk. Talk? Was there ever real conversation in 46 years? Seo Jin opened the bottle. Choose, Ga Hyeon. Help me punish this man, or make me your enemy too. Ga Hyeon was confused. Her 23-year plan was crumbling. She thought she was the only victim, but the real victim stood before her. No time. As Seo Jin aimed the bottle at Du Kyung, the doorbell rang. Police. Open up. All three froze. Someone had reported them. But who? Seo Jin smiled. I called last night. Said I found the real killer from 23 years ago. Why? I'm going to die too, Ga Hyeon. With my child. But first, the truth must come out. Du Kyung screamed, crazy woman. We're all finished. We finished 46 years ago. Police burst through the broken door. 3 people stood with different expressions. Du Kyung in despair. Ga Hyeon confused. Seo Jin finally at peace. When police discovered the skull, Seo Jin said quietly, all evidence is here. The real story starts now. After 46 years, hidden shadows finally emerged into light. But this wasn't the end, it was the beginning. As truth surfaced, more secrets would follow. And Ga Hyeon realized her revenge had just begun. 3 days after leaving the police station, Ga Hyeon locked herself in her office at Elegance Clothing Company. Media headlines screamed, family murder case reinvestigation. While her company's stock plummeted, Ga Hyeon, her husband Park Jae-hoon, 50 entered, designer suit and gold-rimmed glasses making him look respectable. But she knew his true nature. See the paper? He dropped it on her desk. Du Kyung's photo dominated the front page, former bank manager's hidden truth. What now? The company's failing, our reputation's ruined. Ga Hyeon laughed cynically. Our reputation? Never existed. Everything was lies. What are you saying? You knew where my business funding came from. Father's slush fund. Jae-hoon's face hardened. There was no other way then. No other way? Or were you blinded by money? She threw a file at him containing his account records. Explain this. Money entering your accounts for 3 years. Embezzled from my company or received directly from father? Jae-hoon panicked, flipping through papers. Where did you get? I'm not stupid. Wouldn't I be curious what my husband does? Ga Hyeon's phone rang, her daughter Min-ah calling. Mom, come home now. Immediately. Min-ah's voice trembled. What happened? Grandfather. Collapsed. They rushed home to find an ambulance outside, paramedics. Loading Du Kyung onto a stretcher. Where's grandmother? She saw grandfather collapse but wouldn't call the ambulance. What? She told me to call. Said not to tell police or hospital staff anything. Ga Hyeon rushed inside. Seo Jin sat calmly drinking tea. Mother. Father collapsed and you're just sitting here? Seo Jin slowly set down her cup. He didn't collapse. I made him collapse. What? I put sleeping pills in his coffee. Lots. Ga Hyeon paled. Why would you? I thought everything would end 3 days ago, but he's playing tricks again. Lying to police, hiring lawyers, claiming innocence. So I decided to end it myself. Mother, get a grip. Jae-hoon entered. What if father-in-law wakes up? Seo Jin stared coldly at him. He won't wake up. I made sure. What? Not just sleeping pills. I mixed other things. 46 years as a nurse taught me things. Ga Hyeon screamed, Mother. Then father is going to die. Tonight. Min-ah descended the stairs. Grandmother, I know too. All eyes turned to her. Know what? Seo Jin asked. That grandfather's evil. And our family are all liars. Min-ah showed her phone. I've been recording everything for 3 days. Mom and Dad fighting, what grandmother just said. Min-ah, do you understand what you're doing? Of course. I'm 15. I can search online. She opened her laptop showing articles about the 23-year-old family murder case. These were Mom's real parents. Grandfather killed them. Ga Hyeon collapsed. How did you? Found adoption papers in Mom's room. Other documents in Grandfather's study too. Min-ah spread files containing all evidence from 23 years ago. But something's strange about Mom. What? If you planned revenge for 23 years, why did nothing? Why live with Grandfather and use his money for business? Ga Hyeon was speechless. Are you an accomplice too? The room fell silent at Min-ah's sharp question. Jae-hoon interrupted, Min-ah, there's something you don't know. What? Your mother never thought about revenge. She just wanted comfortable life. Jae-hoon. Ga Hyeon protested, but he continued. Tell the truth. You knew since college that father-in-law killed your birth parents. Yet you took his money for business. What do you know? I know everything. If you had conscience, you'd have reported to police. But you didn't. Why? Because you liked the money. Min-ah stared at her mother. Is it true, Mom? Ga Hyeon cried, Min-ah, the world's more complex than you think. I had to survive, raise you. Then grandmother's right. Min-ah turned to Seo-jin, grandmother's the real victim. Seo-jin smiled bitterly. I'm not much different, Min-ah. I hid the truth for 46 years too. But grandmother lost her child. True, but... Footsteps from the entrance. Everyone tensed as an unexpected person appeared. Do Kyung. Everyone's having interesting conversations. Everyone was shocked. He'd been taken to the hospital. How was he back alone? Father. How? Sleeping pills? Poison? Do Kyung scoffed. Seo-jin, after 46 years together, didn't. You know how careful I am? I've been taking antidotes every morning. What? I knew you'd try to kill me someday. So I prepared. He turned to Ga Hyeon, and you disappoint me too. 23 years of revenge planning amounts to this? What do you mean? Bank corruption data? Already handled. The really important stuff exists separately, which you don't even know about. He walked toward Min-ah, our granddaughter's smartest. Recording everything, collecting evidence. Grandfather. But Min-ah, there's something you don't know. What? You're not my real granddaughter. The room quieted again. What do you mean? When your mother gave birth, you were switched at the hospital. My real granddaughter lives in another family. Ga Hyeon screamed, don't say such things. It's true. I verified personally. Even did DNA tests. He showed documents. Here's proof. Min-ah has no blood relation to us. Min-ah slumped, then. Who am I? I don't know that, but you're certainly not family. Jae-hoon interrupted, father-in-law, such words. Same goes for you, Jae-hoon. Didn't you approach this family for money from the start? That's not true. Then explain this. Do Kyung produced more documents, your ex-wife and children. Still alive. You filed false death reports to marry Ga Hyeon. Jae-hoon paled, how did you? I worked at banks for 40 years. Detecting lies is child's play. Ga Hyeon turned to her husband, is it true? You have another family? Ga Hyeon, that's. The doorbell rang. Do Kyung opened it to reveal a woman in her 20s. With 2 children around 10. Honey. The woman ran to Jae-hoon. Where have you been? The children missed Daddy so much. The living room became chaos. Ga Hyeon despaired about her husband. Min-ah about her identity. Seo-jin about her failed revenge. Only Do Kyung watched with satisfaction. Now the real game begins, he muttered. 46 years of patience paid off. But Do Kyung didn't know one thing, Min-ah's phone was still recording. And the files were being saved to cloud storage in real time. The real revenge was just beginning. Starting from a 15-year-old girl's hands. After Jaehoon's family appeared, Mina retreated to her room. Troubled by grandfather Do-kyung's bombshell that she wasn't his real granddaughter, she examined documents from his study, noticing suspicious alterations on her birth certificate. Ga-hyun knocked and entered, pale-faced. "Don't believe grandfather's DNA test results. They can be fabricated. Are you certain I'm your real daughter?" Mina asked directly. Ga-hyun's hesitation was answer enough. "Then let's do a real DNA test," Mina demanded. Seojin arrived, confronting Ga-hyun. "What are you hiding?" She turned to Mina. 15 years ago, when you were born, something strange happened. Your mother went into labor a month early. And your father was absent lying about a business trip." Ga-hyun protested, but Seojin continued, "That night at the hospital, babies were switched. 2 infants born simultaneously, one from your mother, one from another woman. That other woman is downstairs right now, Jaehoon's first wife." Seojin produced an old hospital photo showing 2 newborns in the nursery. "Which one is you?" The babies looked identical. Do-kyung entered with a sinister smile. "I was there that night too. I saw Jaehoon enter the wrong hospital room. Then nurses carrying babies back and forth twice." He revealed payment records. Jaehoon paid the hospital to switch the babies. He gave his first wife's child to you, and your real child to her. "You're the first wife's biological daughter," Do-kyung declared. Jaehoon wanted money, not babies. He avoided custody complications for future divorce. Suddenly Jaehoon burst in, phone in hand. "I heard everything. My first wife heard too. She's coming up." A young woman named Jungmi rushed in breathlessly. "Is it true? Were our children switched?" Jaehoon hung his head. "I'm sorry." Jungmi stared at Mina intensely. "Then this child is the one I gave birth to?" Mina stood abruptly. "Stop. I don't care who's whose daughter, I'm just Mina." But Do-kyung blocked her exit. "It's not over yet. You're all wrong, the babies weren't switched." Everyone gasped in shock. "I've been lying for 15 years. Mina is Ga-hyun's biological daughter." "Then why the lies?" "For entertainment. I wanted to watch you all suspect and fight each other before I die." Mina screamed in fury, "Grandfather, you're truly evil." But Do-kyung's final revelation shattered everything, however. Jaehoon did have a child with another woman. He pointed out the window at a 10-year-old boy playing in the yard. "That's him, Mina's half-brother." Mina's entire 15-year foundation crumbled instantly. The real revenge was just beginning. The fury of a 15-year-old girl. After Do-kyung's bombshell revelation, chaos erupted. Mina fled to her room, while Jaehoon and first wife Jungmi fought violently in the living room. Jaehoon whispered to Jungmi, "Father-in-law has billions. When he dies, Ga-hyun inherits everything. We're still legally married. We can use Mina's birth secret as leverage." But Mina had overheard everything from the stairs. "You called me a weapon?" Her voice was ice cold, far beyond her 15 years. "You missed something, Dad. I already know everything." She showed her phone. 3 days of recorded conversations. Grandfather's murder confession, Mom's silence, Dad's betrayal. Grandmother's revenge plan, already sent to police, prosecutors, and media. Suddenly Seojin smiled. "Well done, Mina. I planned this with her 3 days ago, exposing all truths." Then Do-kyung emerged from his study, walking normally despite supposedly collapsing from shock. "Entertaining performance, everyone. I faked collapsing to observe your reactions." He produced another recorder. "I recorded everything too, including your betrayals. Already contacted my lawyer first. I've waited 15 years for this moment, watching you destroy each other." He revealed documents detailing everyone's crimes: Jaehoon's embezzlement, Ga-hyun's money laundering, Seojin's medical equipment theft, Mina's hacking. "We're all accomplices now. Nobody escapes alone." Sirens wailed outside, police and ambulances arriving simultaneously. I called them just now, Doking announced. 46 years hiding is enough. As police knocked, Mina spoke. Wait, everyone. I have final words. I deceived you all too. The recordings are real, but I didn't send them to authorities. I sent them to my real father. Doking froze. Impossible. I personally what? Killed him? My biological father survived your staged car accident. Comatose for 15 years, but he awakened last year and found me. She produced another phone. This entire plan was revenge with my real father. But here's the interesting truth, Mom, you were accomplice. 23 years ago, you helped grandfather plan my birth parents' murder. Gahyun collapsed. No, you signed adoption papers, raised me as your daughter, lied about my parents' death. You couldn't have children, so you needed someone else's child. Police burst in as Mina played her final card. But the most amusing part, one fabricated this entire story too. The living father, Mom's complicity, my adoption, all lies. Everyone stared in confusion. The truth? I'm just an ordinary 15-year-old middle schooler. Watching you all fight, I wanted to deceive you once. Adults are surprisingly gullible. She handed real recordings to police. But grandfather's murder confession and family complicity are genuine. Suddenly Doking suffered a real heart attack and collapsed. Grandfather. Mina rushed over, crying. Wake up. Too late. Paramedics performed CPR, but Doking remained unconscious. He was bad, but still my grandfather. Gahyun embraced her daughter. Sorry for involving you in adult problems. You were a victim too, Mom. As Jaehoon was handcuffed, Mina, Dad truly loved you, despite wrong methods. Police cars departed one by one, ambulance rushing Doking to hospital. Only Seojin and Mina remained. What happens now, grandmother? Unknown. But no more lies. Mina gazed out the window. 46 years of secrets exposed in one day. Mina, are you really 15? Today you seemed scarier than adults. For the first time, Mina smiled like a genuine 15-year-old. Of course. I learned from watching you how adults lie. But something cold lingered in her eyes' depths. Perhaps the real revenge was just beginning. Doking remained unconscious, but the remaining family could no longer hide behind masks. Mina tearfully asked, please tell me the truth now. Whose daughter am I? Gahyun couldn't answer. Instead, Seojin spoke with trembling voice, Mina. Your biological father is who you've always believed. But you're not to blame. Adults committed the sins. Tears flowed from Mina's eyes. After a long silence, she grasped grandmother Seojin's hand tightly. At least I can trust you, grandmother. Only you. Seojin burst into tears. To her, living with lifelong guilt and silence. Her granddaughter's words were final salvation. But then Jaehoon smiled maliciously, showing his phone. Good. When this truth reaches the world, who will crumble? Gahyun? Mina? Or still breathing Choi Do-king? Seojin decided she couldn't leave this family in his hands any longer. You want money? But I have truth. And truth is something you can't handle. Jaehoon laughed cynically. What can grandmother do? What I can do, Seojin said. Slowly, is tell why your father Choi Min-sok died. The hospital room fell silent. Jaehoon's face hardened. What? Seojin took a deep breath. Time had come to reveal truth buried in her heart for 40 years. Your father Min-sok didn't commit suicide. That night, I know everything that happened between Do-king and Min-sok. Gahyun paled. Mother, that's quiet, Gahyun. Seojin's voice was firm. Time to tell everything. Jaehoon's phone-holding hand began trembling. That's a lie. Our father committed suicide after business failure. Your father was blackmailed by Do-king that night. Threatened with company corruption exposure, family disgrace. Min-sok couldn't bear it. But before dying, he confessed everything to me. How Dokying drove him to desperation, what words were spoken. Dokying moaned faintly from his hospital bed. Consciousness was returning. And afterward, Dokying cast out your mother and you. As if you were burdens. You could live in our house until age 10 only because I blackmailed Dokying. Jaehoon's face contorted. Blackmail? With what? With the recording file your father left. Seojin said quietly. Minsok recorded all conversations that final night. Dokyung's threats and degradation. Hospital air froze. Dokyung slowly opened his eyes. Seojin, you. What are you doing? Telling truth, Dokyung. Seojin turned toward her husband. For 40 years my soul rotted covering your sins. Enough now. Jaehoon shouted with mixed fury and despair. Then why did I have to live this way? Why did our family crumble? That was your chosen path, Jaehoon. Seojin said sadly. You tried revenge using your father's death, but real revenge is different. Revealing truth and living righteously. Mina asked with trembling voice, then. Is Jaehoon really my half-brother? Seojin nodded. Yes, Mina. But that's not your fault. It's the adult's fault. Jaehoon collapsed to his knees. His vengeful will crumbled instantly. He despaired realizing he'd planned revenge using not only hated Dokying, but his own father. What have I done? Jaehoon muttered. Dokying struggled to rise. Seojin, stop. No, Dokying. We must resolve everything now. Seojin said firmly. I still have Minsuk's recording file. It contains how you drove him to death, how you abandoned his family afterward. Gahyun sobbed. Mother, now of all times. Gahyun, you knew too. Your hiding relationship with Mina's father was ultimately because of this family's secrets. We all lived on lies. Jaehoon looked at Seojin. His eyes held deep regret instead of vengeance. Grandmother, what should I do? Seojin approached Jaehoon, placing her hand on his shoulder. Seek true forgiveness, Jaehoon. From your father and yourself. Revenge only breeds revenge. What you really wanted was love. Mina also approached Jaehoon, tears in her eyes. Brother, can we start over? Without lies this time? Jaehoon looked at Mina. His half-sister, whom he'd so despised, now extended her hand to him. Mina, sorry. Really, sorry. Dokying muttered weakly from bed. I ruined everything. It's not too late, Dokying. Seojin said, looking at her husband. Acknowledge truth and truly atone. That's your final task. Long silence filled the room. 40 years of accumulated lies. Resentment and wounds finally emerged into sunlight. Jaehoon slowly stood. He threw his phone to the floor and stomped it to pieces. Grandmother's right. Revenge. Revenge solves nothing. Seojin smiled her first genuine smile in 40 years. Yes, Jaehoon. Let's all start anew. Upon truth. Days later, Dokying publicly acknowledged past wrongs. He admitted responsibility for Minsuk's death and formally apologized to bereaved families. He also sincerely asked forgiveness from Jaehoon and his mother. Jaehoon no longer dreamed of revenge. Instead, he decided to inherit his father's true intentions and live honestly. He sincerely apologized to Mina, promising to work toward becoming real family. Gahyun revealed all long-hidden secrets about Mina's birth. She apologized to Mina for wounds caused by her choices. Though difficult, Mina accepted all truths. She began overcoming identity confusion and seeking true family meaning. Seojin finally laid down her 40-year burden of silence. She didn't regret telling family the truth. She knew lies would eventually surface, and only truth brings genuine healing. Leaving hospital, Seojin looked up at sky. Her heart felt light for the first time. She realized that while truth is sometimes painful, only through that pain can true freedom be achieved. Lies may be comfortable, but only truth makes us free. Seojin muttered to herself. Their new beginning finally started, this time upon truth, not lies. Those who had wounded each other in family's name and manipulated each other with secrets began walking the path to becoming real family. The road wouldn't be easy, but at least now it was truthful. Most importantly, they realized one truth: love isn't hidden, but shared, and family isn't created by blood but by sincere hearts.